I know. I just behave like an idiot when I've been out. But yeah, well, there we go. I've been out today and I know it shouldn't really be an exciting thing anymore and I really shouldn't be. I guess I really shouldn't be going out such, but I'm just going out to just exercise, and just keep things going. Sorry, I'm pulling my jeans off because I just like to just fiddle and do stuff, and I haven't even said my salutation yet. Good evening. What? Oh. No, it is evening. Oh my god! Oh my god! And look at the time. You can't see the time. It's 18:18. I love doing that. That is my new thing. I do the time check of like, and I share Mr. Beautiful and Teddy is there because he's like my screensaver. There we go. You can't see it. Well, you can see his titties. Oh, and you can see it's 18:18. So I've been doing that of late, just going, just taking a screen grab of it and then sharing the image and then going, time check. I sort of missed one a couple of nights back, but then it ended up being later and it was on 1959 and I just went, yeah, that'll do. So when we miss 1818, we just back it up with 1959. Where do I start? um, well, I'm being out today, yeah. Yeah, like yeah. And somebody posted what I was at, and I'm like, yeah, tell you later. And then when I'm going back over it and like thinking about stuff later, I'm just going blah and blah and blah. I was like, and oh yeah, and that and that point as well. So I suppose maybe I should reiterate them here. I don't know, just on the off chance. In my friggin' damn dreams. Sorry, I know, yeah, I'm looking up at the ceiling again because, I do that. Like, I just go and space out. I had this on because I was feeling cold, actually, rather than cool. My lovely, like, I love this cardigan. It's so warm and wonderful. I'm just like wearing it every day. I put it on when we got home, but then I took it back off for the purpose of this. So you could see my foxies on my jumper. Because I want my foxies to, like, show off. Yeah. um, calm. I, I do wonder about me sometimes. I just, it's been good and getting out is good and it's been a lovely day and it's just brought me up some. So yeah, I didn't see. I don't even know when he posted it, Mr. Greedy McGreedy. I didn't know when that was posted. Some time ago. Let me see. I didn't see it until we got down where went through Glasgow Green and then was kind of just walking along over whatever that is. Oh God. Come on, you've been here nearly a year now. You should. uh, oh, actually, maybe it wasn't that. Maybe I saw it fairly soon after it was posted because it says it was posted 4 hours ago. So I would have put it around 2 o'clock time ish. So I must have seen it when it was fairly up early, kind of thing. So I don't know what I said now. I don't know what the initial reply was. I could just look at it, couldn't I? That might be an idea. Oh yeah, that's what I did. Oh shit, that's not embarrassing at all. Just saying that, the cat was almost as cute. And the cat said it's going, well, that's what the cat looks like. The cat looks like he's just, kind of eyeballing with one eye, but it's just the other one's just like, yeah, I'm watching you, Kirk. He should. That was the other thing that I put. I was like, you shouldn't call this cat Greedy McGreedy. But how did you not end up calling this cat Behemoth? Honestly, especially if Charlie's around. I mean, just in the context of how you both love the master and Margarita, it should have just been should be Behemoth. How could it not be Behemoth? Yeah, and was saying about that I had heard the Let's Dance version of Cat People first before hearing the other version, which I saw recently. There was a video that I saw of it recently with Ms. Kinski, which I thought maybe just would have appealed to a certain somebody. Saying as he had a little kind of thing for Ms. Kinski. I guess who can blame him? She's quite nice. Just, like most things, I can appreciate the aesthetic. I shall let my mind wander on certain things it shouldn't right now. But I won't. Anyway, it has been a good walk. Lots of K's in. Sorry, I thought I saw my little Chat Noir then. But she's not. I think she's in the other room. It was a very treacherous walk though. At 13k and racked up 13k. Well, yeah, 8 miles. God, it's a lot of walking in. and I was determined to get down to the Clyde today. Which I did. And I walked over the suspension bridge. I have been wanting to walk over that suspension bridge for like, I don't know how long. And I kept on like, from like looking at it sort of like north side, looking, thinking that the thing was closed, that you all, that you weren't allowed to walk across it, because maybe it was like that when I first got here, or first saw it, and I don't know, maybe access was like cut off, but I had this thing in my head that you couldn't cross it. And then I think when I was meeting Michelle at Glasgow Green, like the first time we were gonna meet up, I was walking down and I looked over and I'm going, hey, there's people on the suspension bridge. I thought it was shut. Like, how are there people on it? How are people walking across it? And I mentioned it to Michelle and she's going, no, the thing's open, you can cross it. I'm going, oh, well, I'll have to cross it then. And, hadn't really kind of thought about it, or hadn't been down to that end. Well, I say that, I hadn't kind of purposely been down that end of the Clyde, but then kind of been down that end of the city. So today I was going, right, okay, putting a loose itinerary in my head of like what we were going to do, where we were going to go. And then we can just, wasn't sure whether we were going to walk all the way back home as well, but after a little while, after getting there, because we walked in the same way that I walked in the other week, which we kind of went up that way and up that way. You know what? You know where up that way is. That's getting to the point of things being treacherous. Oh my friggin' God. Walking up Finless Street into Carlisle Street because names of streets turn into other names. It's obviously a Glasgow thing. So as it gets to be Carlisle Street, there's this like massive friggin' like sunken bit of road, and there's like this huge flood of water. I can't even call it, like, I was about to call it puddle. It's beyond a puddle. So it's like a mini creek. So it's like right outside, well, it's just before the entrance of the Beam Suntory factory. It's kind of on the other side of the road, and cars, if the road is quiet, cars kind of weave around it. It's so freaking huge. Sometimes they can't do that, and so pedestrians, the very few pedestrians that walk up that bit of road, you have to like really put yourself right over, because otherwise you are just gonna get saturated. Like, it's just so bad. So that's the first fun bit now of walking down Carlisle Street. The rest of it is just how friggin' treacherous the actual footpath is. That half of it is all kind of just, being smashed. I don't know what's happened to it. Like, it's all sort of smashed in the middle and broken up, and just, it's just, And then there's another pothole there, and you can't avoid it as well, like, because you can't place yourself over on the other side of the footpath as well. And I just, just like an inch, a truck went by, and I could feel just little spittles of the of the spray hitting my leg. Like, I just about avoided a nice, covering. And then just took the, Keppock Hill Road down to Springburn and through some Rolex and down the A803 and down to the Cathedral Precinct. I love that it's called the Cathedral Precinct. So yeah, we, like me and the other half, we were together. So we went into the necropolis so I could go, look at this. We thought Side Hill was good, but 1 minute. Sorry about that. Where was I? I don't know where I was now. I was just saying about where we were going. Yeah, Cathedral Precinct. There we were. And the necropolis. Yes, I was back at the necropolis and just saying to the other half, oh, look at this place. Oh my god. And so, yeah, we had some time in the necropolis. And because I took exactly the same route in as when I went in the other week, I had to do that, like, overpass thing again, which felt a little bit better because I could just go, hold me. Don't make me do the bridge on my own. I felt a little bit safer this time. Just a little bit more sure on my feet. But even still at the necropolis, like right up at the Knox Memorial, I was still like a bit I'm such a wuss. Oh my god. But I feel so unsteady on my feet. It's terrible. It was really lovely today. Again. Oh, just I just love it so much. I really do. And I love those. I want to keep on calling them street lights, but they're not really street lights because they're not on an actual street. They're just like lighting up down that sort of side of the Royal Infirmary and down to the cathedral. But oh, I love that the city crest sort of lights with the I want one. It's so beautiful. Oh, I just want one. I wish the ones out here, our street lights look like that. Because we have a street light right by the front entrance to our house. Like, it's right there. Like, right where our gate is, where our front gate is. The street light is right there. And I'm just going, oh, imagine if it was one of those. It would be so beautiful. I wish we could have like one that looked like that. Oh, it'd be so lovely. So yeah, just did that and had the short meander around the necropolis. It wasn't like when I was there by myself the first time and I'm like wandering about for an hour and a half. Just it wasn't that long. I mean, and again, you know, just so many water puddles and leaf litter and I've ended up with a hole in my shoe. I don't know. It's letting in water. If I put in fell into a puddle, it would. It's really opened up like right in the heel of my left foot. My left shoe is big. I ended up with a stone in it the other day, and the stone just like went all the way through and has left a hole. And so, yeah, I'm alright. Just, you know, walking on relatively dry ground, but if I accidentally kind of hit a puddle or something and got into it with my left foot, yeah, I would end up. Pardon me, sorry. I did just have my dinner, and I had some afters. It wasn't very much, but it was very lovely. So it's kind of slightly repeating on me. Sorry. So yeah, like I think if I just ended up in a puddle, I'd get quite a damp foot. I need to get new shoes. These are the best. They're Reebok trainers, and they're the most comfortable shoes I've had in years. I've had these Reebok trainers for probably about 5 or 6 years now, and they really just come into. They're falling apart. I have done a lot of walking in these. I would love to get exactly the same pair, but I'm not even sure Reebok do them anymore. And I have got other trainers, but the other trainers that I bought that I thought would be good replacements for these, they either just blister my heels or blister my toes or just blister my feet somewhere else. These don't. I mean, after a while I did have to combat being like when I was at the height of like doing lots and lots of walking, like miles and miles a week, I would not just go for a walk and meander. Like I'd really like get out there and, you know, pound the pavement, as it were. And so I was starting to feel the effects of things, but especially if I wore the wrong kind of socks, and my feet would get really sweaty, and then I was starting to blister sometimes, even wearing them. But it was blisters from that kind of thing, from having the wrong socks on and having getting like almost like chafing on my feet from just things, you know, the socks being lower grade and just friction and stuff, and I was getting blisters because of that, rather than the shoes being bad and uncomfortable. So I still get in the habit of combating that happening. So I put plasters on my feet in the bits and the areas where I am susceptible of getting that kind of stuff happening. So it doesn't really happen. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Sorry, I keep on looking. I'm looking back towards my shoes. My lovely shoes that are dying. um, yeah, I need to kind of see if I can somehow get a replacement pair. I hope, because what I have at the moment, they will just blister me, and I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to see if I can break a pair of these other ones in. I don't know. Well, that was an interesting topic of conversation, wasn't it? Oh, God. So, after the necropolis, I went, oh, well, if we just go down High Street, then that'll eventually lead us to the Clyde, ish. And we go down the High Street, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder if the things are still there now. Surely they can't be still there now. Well, yeah, the Blue Nile one was still there, and so was the one of Mr. Laurie's book was still there. So I went a posing, making a tit of myself. I mean, it wasn't exactly like no one was around, and there I am at this like thing on the this thing on the hoarding on the side of the road, like mooching up to it and stroking it, and I'm sure there's like quite a few people who like look and go, who is that guy anyway? I mean, I know it's Glasgow, and everyone would, not everyone, but there's a lot of people who probably go, no Jim, but would they necessarily know, looking at that's Jim? Because it's not there, it's not obvious. I don't even think it doesn't. I'm not even sure if it actually says that it's that the actually the label of the book is kind of there, and you'd have to have a look, like you'd have to really kind of stand near it to see it if it is. Let me see. No, it doesn't. It doesn't kind of say anything. It just sort of says music, history, photography, and then it says hanging around books. So there's no thing of saying that it's Simple Minds or that it's Jim or, so there's probably people who go past that going, don't know who that is. Who's the dude? And why is she like, fawning all over it? Crazy woman. You rang. Yeah, so just before I was saying to the other half, I went, yeah, this is how like completely fine with it she is with it all. She was the one taking the pictures. While I'm there going. She's just like, whatever. Do what you need to do. Oh dear. So on the way down, before I was there going, no, because I'm sort of like talking partly to myself, going as we were approaching. I know, wonder if it's still there. Wonder if it's still there. And then I'm looking over, going, "It's still there. It's still there." I'm running across the road. She's probably just taken off. Off she goes. Here we go. Not an embarrassment at all. Oh dear. Before Jim rudely interrupted proceedings, we were making our way down to the Aldi on the high street. Because I was going, oh, the Aldi's down here, so we'll head down the high street and we'll pop into the Aldi and see if we can get some Christmas things. Yeah, because with it being Aldi and with it being a German supermarket, I was there going, oh, Stollen, Liebkutchen. So we went in and stocked up on Stollen and Liebkutchen and all the necessities. So that was the afters for tea tonight, was a nice little piece of marzipan filled Stollen and one Liebkutchen biscuit, because they were biscuits about that size, so I have one. We have one each, and a nice slice of mini marzipan filled Stollen. Yum yum. But we have like the big, like super proper family size Stollen. And more lovely other bits of Liebkutchen. Because, oh, pardon me, sorry. Because obviously we're kind of making our way, sort of bypassing almost near the kind of East End, and there's a Polish shop down there on the way up to Barrows. So we stopped by the Polish shop. I'm gonna just pause this for 1 second. Sorry about that. I could feel myself about to sneeze, and so I thought, well, if I'm going to sneeze, then I might as well just sneeze off air, as it were, and then fix my nose up, so and not subject you to it. Yeah, so we ended up at this Polish shop in the East End, and got some other Liebkutchen, some like actual Christmas tree shape, and what are the Christmas trees, and I don't know, there was like other shapes anyway, but, just Christmassy shaped Liebkutchen biscuits, and there was some other thing that we got, and I can't remember what it is now. Oh, these other biscuits that looked really, really nice. We did get a bag of those, didn't we? I hope we did. They would look really nice. It was like a kind of almost like a shortbread biscuit. Well, not a shortbread biscuit. You know those Leibniz ones that are kind of like the thing with and they have a nice thick layer of chocolate. But these ones were rounded, but they had this thick layer of chocolate on the top of them, and then in between them was like this kind of looked like a vanilla filling sandwiched in between. They look really, really nice, and I'll get those, save them for Christmas. Yum yum. Yeah, it's not the biggest Polish shop. That's alright. But they did mention the West End one. They really need to think about, like, having a look at the West End one. So, no Mary Hill. I can't remember whether the Mary Hill shop was really any bigger than this one in the East End. Can't remember. Need to get back to Siwu actually. That's a thing, yeah. Because I want to see if I can get some more bonito flakes for the kids. And I need some glutinous rice balls. Yeah, because they're good though. I know that I talked about the glutinous rice balls being kind of disappointing and not exactly mochi, but when I was thinking about it afterwards, after a time, I thought, actually, you know, the kind of like, as opposed to getting the steam buns, which I love the steam buns, but the steam buns are a pain in the ass to, like, just, you know, prepare and wait for, and it's a bit, I have a bit of a hit and miss thing with the steam buns. Like, sometimes they come out really good, really fluffy, you know, and the red bean paste inside has been cooked through and it's all very good. And then other times I'm like, what have I done? I either somehow overcook it, yet the red bean paste in the middle doesn't get cooked enough and is cold, or I don't know, it's just, and they need to be steaming for about 10 minutes, which is fine, you know, but you just like, all this prep and everything. Whereas the glutinous rice balls, you just kind of throw them in the water, wait for the water to boil, then they cook for a couple of minutes and they're out and you're done, kind of thing. And I don't have to cook as many, etc., etc. Like, it can be a very quick and short snack kind of thing, as opposed to what I do with the steam buns. So, if I get myself back to Siwu, there'll be the things that I get, or hope I can get. Some bonito flakes for the kids and glutinous rice balls for me. Yeah. Where are we going? The East End. Yeah. And then we just like walked through sort of through a bit of the green. Yeah. And then just come out through the entrance where the where the Arc de Triomphe of Glasgow is. Arc de McClellan. Or is it McLennan? One or the other. And then just walked down to the Clyde, and we went over that bridge, whatever that bridge is. The one where, you know, yeah. And then walked down so I could walk over the suspension bridge from the south side. Well, it's technically the south side. It's the south side of the river, so I guess it's where, you know, the south side gets its name from. I ventured south, only so I could walk over the suspension bridge. I ventured south only so I could walk back north. Making sure I didn't get a nosebleed on the way. Yeah, and then I was home then, really. And then by the time we got to the Necropolis, I was like, well, by the time we left the Necropolis, I'm like, going, we're not walking home, are we? We're going to be doing too much of walking still to think about walking back home as well. It's just going to be too much. And it'll probably be too late, and yeah, there will be a lot. Toilet breaks on the way. Thank God, there were toilet breaks. Where was it? Oh my God, that is just. I'm so happy to know that. I didn't know that this existed. When we got. Why do I talk about this stuff? When we got to the Aldi, probably in all my excitement of seeing my boyfriend across the road. I needed the loo. I was about to say something then that oh what the hell. Because I was feeling a little more. I was not. No. This is why I was not going to say that. Because I was not feeling a little moist. Let's just, let's just get that straight. I was not. But there is a loo in the Aldi, which is good to know, because whenever I'm down that end from now on, I freaking wish I knew the other day, that's for sure. Instead of going, I have to go all the way back to Queen Street because it's the only toilet I know. I could have just gone down freaking High Street into the Aldi and did it there. So I'm now mapping out where I know where there are toilets available. So I'm like, right, I know where the one in the East End is for me, or so the East End sort of bordering Merchant City. We can cover two bases there. I'm I know where, so like just the general vicinity, if I'm near the East End, if I'm in Merchant City, if I'm at the Cathedral Precinct, if I'm down that end of the Clyde, I know where I can go. Whereas if I'm kind of more centre of the city, okay, Queen Street's my port of call. Well, obviously, probably I could do Central as well. I need to know a point at the West End. I need to know where my port of call can be. I don't know where it is, where I have one. Possibly, maybe the Botanic Gardens. I don't know. Don't know if there's anything in there. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that'll be my expertise in the city, the loos of Glasgow. Where is oh, I have a side bit of my blog. Where to spend a penny in Glasgow. friggin' 20p if you want to use the one in that car park there at the end of Cathedral Street. Yeah. What? I can rate them. The one today in the Aldi. It was alright, you know. No toilet paper. Well, there actually was 2 sheets. There were 2 sheets left on the roll. Lucky I had some with me. It's always a thing that you bear in mind as a woman of a certain age. I mean, you don't think about this kind of thing in your 20s, obviously. When you get to a certain age, you get to a point where you go, you know, I gotta just make sure that I just have something with me, just in case I end up in a cubicle that's got nothing in it. Get called out too often. So, yeah, I was armed today. This conversation is so wonderful. Aren't you glad you like tuned into this one today? Where to now? Yeah. Well, we're still there. We've come over the suspension bridge, and we're making our way back to Queen Street, and we popped into the. That was fun. We popped into the Holland and Barrett on Queen Street on the way up to the station, and there was some guy in there like doing something. They had some problem with their lighting or something, and he was fixing it up. And just as we entered and got in and was like halfway down an aisle, all the lights went off. And the shop assistant that's there is going, oh, this is like, can you just put them back on, because this is a health and safety issue now. We might have to do this like once we've closed the store, because we can't have these lights off like this. So the guy put them back on. We were fine, but it was a little bit like, help. We've only just arrived. Yeah, so there was that, and then there was just how lovely the square looked. It was getting dull, like the sun was starting to set, but it wasn't dark. It wasn't dark. It wasn't absolute nightfall. Obviously, it was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, but soon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon will pretty much be freaking damn nightfall. But, the Christmas lights were just about lit up enough and they looked nice. But the sun was out still, setting, but still out and quite bright. But there had been some rain that just, some cloud that washed over. So it just looked like, you know how Glasgow is and the lighting and everything. Well, some people do. I don't know. Maybe the lighting's changed over the years, and it just isn't monochrome anymore. So, you know, the Christmas lights were there, and then I love trying to get everything within the one frame. So again, I always feel like I need to have the college building with the people make Glasgow wording there, so it's on the side. And this, I tried to get the Christmas. There were a Christmas tree, like huge Christmas tree shaped lights down. What is that street? Is that actually George Street running parallel, or is that George Street? And whichever one is on the other side of the square, not by Queen Street side of the square, but the other side of the square, there are massive Christmas tree lights, and they were on and looking nice. And then there was like this lovely sort of banner of lights going along here, and the other statue of the whoever it is, the guy and the horse. And is he on a horse? Is he on a horse too? I think he is. With a cone, and there was, you could see that the sun was back out, and it was lighting up the college building, yet it still looked a bit sort of damp because there had just been a rain shower, and so there's some darker cloud in the sky. So well, you'll see it. I'll like put it on. You'll see it, and I would just point out that was the one. So just lined up the shot and looked lovely. Yeah. And then it was home. And then it was us having a lovely tea, because, I'm being real good at the moment. I know I said I had a piece of stolen and a lip cushion biscuit, but the piece of stolen I had was like, and then like 2 inch by 1 inch like piece of stolen. And one lip cushion biscuit that was like about that size. But a nice tea of a vegetarian pasty with some mash and some peas. Very nice. I know. It sounds really boring, but hey, I love that kind of hearty food. And then yesterday we had the other half's homemade focaccia. She is really ridiculously good at making this focaccia. It's just... And so we have like focaccia and soup, and I have this lovely carrot and coriander soup with just a big old chunk of this focaccia, and it's just yum. We still have half a focaccia left. Yeah. And I'm sure there are other things I wanted to talk about, other than just spend nearly a whole hour talking about walking and where we were going. Yeah. Never mind. Hey, it's all good. I don't know. We'll talk about things tomorrow. I don't know. I just I don't know whether I feel bad for doing these all the time, but I just love sitting here and going, hey, how's things? Not that I like ask you until like the end. It's like, how you doing? I'm doing good. I had a nice long walk today, And it was rather cold but sunny and very nice and very damp. Lots of puddles and leaf litter and shit to negate, but other than that, it was really good and I enjoyed it immeasurably. And just to say, I love, 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 love Glasgow. I love Glasgow. I love Glasgow. I really do. Not falling out of love yet. Don't think I will do. That was the other thing when walking down the high street. I hadn't really seen that St Mungo because I've never really taken that bit of the walk from like leaving the necropolis and walking through Cathedral Square and going down that way. And so I don't usually ever see that big St Mungo mural. It's just, oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So snapped away at that as well because it's just so lovely. Oh, we'll have to make amends for that one. That was the one point in the whole thing. The other half looked over after we got past the St Mungo mural and we were getting towards High Street proper. She looked over the way and went me me me, and I went what? And she's going chippy. Which it didn't look like it was open at that point in time. There was someone in there. There was someone inside it, but there was no customers or anything. So I think it was just closing up for its lunch period. So I'm like, well, it doesn't seem like it's open. Sorry. Might have to be a special thing. I don't know. Maybe in the new year, hopefully. To be in the special New Year kind of thing of like we do the merchant chippy. It was more a bit like she would go like, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? What? Not realising we were right near the merchant chippy. So, anyway, I'm gonna go. Because I was going to talk about more music stuff, but I haven't really got it in my head exactly what I wanted to talk about, so I'll talk about it some other time. And I really want to try and stop these being an hour long, even though this is now really very nearly an hour long. Oh my god. How can I just waffle this long? I need to stop talking. I just need to keep writing.